If you have a friend who struggles with women and you want to advise him with this series on how to attract women, but you don't know which video to send him to start with, then I want you to send him this exact video. In this video, I'll explain to you the foundation of how attraction works, and I'll break down the key concept around which everything revolves. The answer to this question, how to attract girls without trying. So let me begin with you by explaining a concept I like to call the invisible magnet principle. Most guys think attraction comes from chasing harder, saying the right lines, or proving themselves. Wrong. The truth is, the harder you try, the weaker you look. The moment you push, you're already losing. Here's the secret. The strongest magnet is invisible. Think about it. The sun doesn't beg the planets to orbit. It just shines, and everything is pulled in. Same with high value men. They don't need to try. Their presence does the work. Women get curious. Why isn't he like the others? Why isn't he chasing? And that curiosity turns into attraction. The invisible magnet principle is simple. The less you show effort, the more effort she invests. When you don't bend, she feels the need to reach. When you don't overgive, she feels the gap. That gap becomes her obsession. Why does it work? Because women are surrounded by men who broadcast neediness, men who text too fast, laugh too hard, stare too long. The average guy throws attention like free candy. And what do we do with free candy? We don't value it. But when attention is scarce, when it feels earned, not handed out, it becomes gold. That's when she starts thinking about you at night. That's when she replays every little thing you said because you didn't give her the certainty she's used to. The invisible magnet principle is not about doing more, it's about doing less, but making it mean more. Your silence feels heavier than another man's compliment. Your detachment feels stronger than another man's obsession. And here's the killer point. Once she feels pulled by your invisible magnet, she can't explain why. She just feels it. And when a woman can't explain her feelings, she follows them even harder. That's why the men who don't try often win over the men who bend their backs proving themselves. Because power is never loud. Real power doesn't chase, it attracts. And before I explain to you how to apply this, how to deal with a girl, and how to attract her in practice, let me break down the second concept we have in this video, cognitive dissonance attraction. The human brain hates contradictions. It can't stand holding two opposing truths at the same time. That tension eats at us until we resolve it. And that tension, my friend, is pure emotional energy. Now here's where it gets interesting. Women get addicted when you deliberately create subtle contradictions in how they see you. Not big, obvious ones. That just makes you look unstable. I'm talking about small cracks in the image that keep her guessing. One moment you're giving her approval, smiling, listening closely, leaning in. Then, right when she feels safe, you drop a little challenge. You're fun to talk to, but I don't know if you could keep up with me for a weekend. Bang. Approval plus doubt. Her brain can't file you into a box anymore. Or let's take presence versus detachment. You can be fully locked in when she's talking, eye contact, giving her that rare feeling of being seen. Then, mid-conversation, you lean back, glance around the room, almost as if she's lost you for a moment. That tiny withdrawal unsettles her. She feels both wanted and dismissed at the same time. That clash, that's dissonance. And here's the hook. Unresolved tension keeps her hooked. Her mind keeps spinning. Does he like me or not? Am I winning or losing? Am I good enough for him or not quite? Every time she tries to answer, she finds another contradiction. And instead of walking away, she invests more energy trying to figure you out. That's why contradictions are stronger than compliments. A compliment closes the loop. It says, this is what I think of you. Done. But a contradiction leaves the loop open, and the brain hates open loops. It keeps running in circles until it finds resolution, which in this case means she keeps chasing you. So, cognitive dissonance attraction is about mixing signals on purpose. Give her warmth, then chill. Approve, then challenge. Engage, then withdraw. Each contrast plants a question she can't answer, and the longer she can't answer, the deeper she falls into your frame. So now that you've understood these two principles well, let me show you in practice how to do this. In other words, how to attract girls without trying. Most guys try to impress women by telling them what to do directly. Text me later, we should hang out, you'll like me. And the moment it's obvious, the spell is broken. Women resist direct orders. They see them coming a mile away. After this video, I don't want you to keep doing this. I want you to slip the command inside ordinary conversation so it walks straight past her conscious filter and lands in her subconscious. That's where decisions are made. Here's how it works. Instead of saying, you should want to see me again, you phrase it like, the funny thing about energy like this is, it usually makes people imagine seeing each other again before before the night's even over. Catch that? You didn't tell her to do it. You described the general truth. Her brain applies it to herself without realizing. That's an embedded command. Another example, instead of text me later, you say, most people after a conversation this fun just can't help wanting to text later. Notice the pattern? You frame it as something most people or everyone does. You describe it like a natural outcome, not a request, and you hide the action you want, texting, seeing you, wanting more, in the middle of the sentence so it slips through. Practical examples you can use instantly. It's funny, when people feel discomfortable, they usually can't stop thinking about it after. The strangest part of a good vibe is how it makes you imagine what it'd be like next time. When you laugh like that, people just naturally want to hear it again. Each of these carries a hidden command. Think about me, see me again, crave more. But because it's buried in casual talk, she won't resist. It feels like her own thought. That's the beauty of embedded commands. They let you plant by attraction triggers without trying. No chasing, no proving, just casual conversation that programs her brain to connect you with curiosity, comfort, and the desire for more. You never tell her why she likes you. You make her tell herself. People don't fall in love with your reasons. They fall in love with their own. The moment she explains her behavior in your favor, the game is over because the brain defends what it says out loud. Picture this. Her friends leave, she lingers. You don't pounce. You glance at the door, then back at her and smile. Funny, you're still here. I'm curious. What made you choose to stay? Now her mind scrambles to answer. I don't know. I just like talking to you. That sentence is the trap closing. She didn't agree with you, she agreed with herself. And people protect their own conclusions like territory. Small choices are your fuel. You keep offering clean exits, so every stay is obviously her decision. You can catch up with them if you want. I'm gonna grab water. If she stays, you label the choice lightly. Look at you choosing to stay. No pressure, just a mirror. She supplies the reason. I wanted to. Perfect. Now her story is, I stayed because I wanted to. Desire attached to identity, stronger than any compliment you could give. You seed attraction by noticing what she's already doing and making it meaningful. She leans in. You don't usually lean in like that unless you're curious. She texts first. You must have missed this. She laughs too long. That laugh says you're enjoying yourself more than you planned. Each line is gentle framing. She fills the blank with why. Every why becomes a brick in her own narrative. Why does this work? Commitment and consistency. Once we state a reason, we align our actions to match it, and we hate contradicting ourselves. If she says, I like how calm you are, she'll keep looking for proof you're calm. If she says, I feel safe with you, she'll filter out moments that don't fit and double down on the ones that do. Her brain edits reality to protect her statement. The timing matters. You don't ask for declarations, you catch micro commitments as they happen. When she asks a personal question, you tease, interesting, people only ask me that when they're invested. When she mirrors your posture, you smirk, careful. That's how people end up liking me without meaning to. Delivered light, playful, then you move on. No selling, no push. Let her mind chase the echo. Avoid telling her what she feels. Invite her to name it. Direct, you're into me, triggers resistance. Framed, something made you relax around me faster than usual. What do you think it is? This slips past defenses because it assumes her autonomy. She chooses the label, so she believes the label. The trap is simple. Create choice, spotlight the choice, make her explain the choice. You remain hands-off, always giving her a door out. Attraction grows when she keeps walking back in and then has to justify why. Each justification glues her tighter to you. One rule, never pressure. Pressure steals her story. Freedom writes it. When she feels free and still chooses you, she must explain that freedom, and her explanation becomes the feeling she can't shake. And if you want the full playbook, all the psychological patterns, the exact phrases, and the step-by-step system to flip the chase without ever looking needy, that's what I teach inside my course, The Attraction Algorithm. The link is in the description. And I know that since the beginning of the video, I've been talking and you haven't understood anything. So let me sum everything up and explain it to you in less than 2 minutes. Walk in calm, no flexing, no chasing attention, just steady. Hold eye contact for a second, then let it go. Now she's curious. When she talks, actually listen, be present, then drop a playful tease. Easy to talk to, not sure you'd survive a weekend with me. Boom, nice plus challenge. Her brain can't label you, that's attractive. Don't sell plans, plant the idea. Energy like this usually makes people imagine hanging out again. You didn't tell her to do anything. Her mind does the work, keep her free. If you want to catch your friends, go. I'm grabbing water. If she stays, look at you choosing to stay. No pressure, just a mirror. When she explains why she stayed, it becomes her decision. Leave before it drags. I'm heading out. Let's pick this up later. No begging, no long goodbye. You let the tension breathe. That's what keeps her thinking about you. Text like a busy man. Short, clear, on your time. Warmth, then space. She starts leaning in. She suggests times. The roles flip naturally. Now her ego's involved. She's used to being chased. You're not chasing. She starts giving herself reasons. emotions. I like his calm. I feel good around him. I want to see where this goes. Every reason tightens the pull. Stay in frame, no over-explaining, no big promises, steady posture, focused attention, simple boundaries. Mystery equals restraint. Share a little. Leave the edges blank. How it all clicks. Your calm equals curiosity. Your tease equals tension. Your lines equals slip under the radar. Her choices equals her story. Your timing equals rare, not needy. The chase flips. Her pride invests. Your quiet power holds. And you never force it. You make space. She chooses it twice and justifies it. That bond sticks because it came from her side. This is the Dark Needle. Stay sharp. See you in the next one.